Yeah, I know he loves me, but will my situation ever change? Welcome back to the Sit Down. This video is provided to you by Rich and Ruler Clothing Company, richandrulerclothingco.com. You can find all of our hottest deals, our new drops. You can connect with us on our Instagram page, as you see. But before we start this video, I'm asking this question. Does God care about your social status? Comment below, hit the bell notification, subscribe to this channel. Comment below, hit the bell's notification, subscribe to this channel, like, share. Let's jump into it. Let's sit down. So, the question on the table is, does God care about your social status? You know, this question hit my mind today when I spoke with a young man, a young brother at the gas station. You know, he pulled up in a nice, Ford F-150, a big boy. And I was like, man, you look good in it. And so we got to chopping it up. I shared him about my testimony a little bit, how Jesus Christ just transformed my life years ago, back in 2008 when I used to live out of my car and all I had was the word of God. And he went on to say, oh, so God, you're doing much better now. You making a little bit more money now, blah, blah, blah. And he went on to tell me that, he recently had joined a men's fellowship and how me and his conversation was almost like divine. And so one of the things that came to my mind, even as I was talking to him, sharing with him, we were sharing with one another, is that when you start calling or drawing yourself closer to God, or when you start pursuing the things of God, you start pursuing righteousness, you start pursuing truth. And when you start connecting yourself to, again, church, oftentimes I think as people, we look for our social status, meaning, what we wear, our position in the community, what things we can purchase, our financial status, familiar things inside of the household is changing, peace in your life, the mental state, but mostly I think we think of our material when we speak of the social. We oftentimes want our social status to change rather than the spiritual. And so what I went on to tell the young brother is that, look, man, you're doing an amazing job. Continue in the faith, continue in the word of God, continue with that men's fellowship. But I think what I want you to do is, as a young man in the faith, is look for God's hand upon your heart and how he transforms your mind and how he transforms your way of thinking. And then watch how he'll change, again, the social status. Your finances will be better. If you're married, your marriage will start growing a little bit better. Start growing. You have more peace in your marriage. And as he starts changing your heart, your relationships with one another, your social skills will be better as it pertains to your neighbors. And I think oftentimes as we come to God, and I can even speak for myself, we're looking for debts to be canceled. We're looking to get increases on our jobs. We're looking for increases in our businesses. And all of that is cool. God does tell us in his word that he gives us the power to get wealth. But he also lets us know that when we obey his word, do what's right, then we can increase or inherit the land. And it will eat the fullness of the land. That if we obey his word, we'll eat the fullness of his land. And so I want to encourage you all. God does care about your social status. He says that he came, that again, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. The enemy can steal, kill, and destroy many things. Definitely your resources. Definitely your name inside of the community. Definitely your name in reference to your platform and what your influence is. So God cares about those things. But more importantly, he cares about your heart. The Bible lets us know that the king's heart is in God's hands. God's heart, God's hand wants to touch your heart. God's presence wants to touch your heart so that it can, again, cause an abundance or fruit to flourish in the social realm or in the physical realm of your life. So when we're willing and obedient, then we'll eat, the good of the land. And so God does care about your social status. Maybe he doesn't care too much about you having millions of followers on Instagram or anything of that nature, but how we live out this life here on earth is very important to him. So remember, God cares about your social status, but he also wants your heart, because if he can touch your heart, He can bless your hand. Again, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can stay connected with us. And again, log on to richrulerco.com. We dropping new gear every day. Because remember, you're destined to reign. We love you. Peace.